Hi Stampers, I'm Nancy from Stamp and Shout. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Every week I pick a Stampin' Up stamp set and then I go ahead and create 5 different projects, and then I do a daily how-to video at noon. So just remember Nancy at noon. This week it's Brewed for You. So I have a lot of guide cards coming up, 5 altogether, and this also comes with a die set. So it's really a fun set. It's got some cute little sayings. I'm going to say cool sayings, not cute. So it's got some really cool sayings. So today's card is a 2-fold card, fun fold. Okay, so I love this card. It's very cool, trendy. And oh, this designer series paper is called Delightfully Eclectic. I've been using it all week, and it's 12 by 12. 48 sheets, 4 sheets of every design. So I went through here and found some really, really cool ones for guys. But look at this, awesome designs in here. And so anyways, I'm using that all week. Don't forget, all the information will be on my website. That's my website, stampandshout.blogspot.com. And if you shop with me, don't forget to use my host code. And if you have any questions, email me at stampandshout@gmail.com. So now let's continue. Isn't this cool? Do you like it? It's fun, huh? Okay, let's bring in some of the supplies. So I'm going to have all these sizes on my website. So if I forget to tell you, don't worry about it. It's all written down. This is crushed curry, and it's 8 1/4 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 5 1/2. The designer series paper, I told you, is called Delightfully Eclectic. And I have 2 pieces, 4 by 2 1/2 and 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. Then I have a piece for our flap that is 3 by 5 1/2, and we score that at 1/2 inch. And then I have 2 smaller pieces, crushed curry and black, 3 3/4 by 2 5/8 and 3 1/2 by 2 3/8. And for the inside, I have a piece of white that is 5 1/4 by 4. And I have scraps for the front focal point for all the different beers. So let's go ahead and score this. So we're scoring this at 5 1/2, and then we're going to score this at 5 or 1/2 inch. If you turn it that way, it's a 1/2 inch. And we'll just burnish those score marks. And we're going to put this card together and do the front of it last. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the designer series paper on. So I glued the designer series paper to the front, and then I just glued it onto this front with the flap here. Now I'm going to bring in my white piece, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp it before I do anything else. And I'm going to stamp in black. So this is the inside of our card. And I'm stamping another round for your birthday. So now I'm going to bring this flap back in, and I'm going to put some glue on the back of it, and I'm going to attach it to the white piece. So there's the front, there's the back, that's where the glue goes. And it's going to be on the back of our white piece. So you just want to center it. Just like that. Now this whole piece can be glued to the inside of our card. So you glue that right in the center. Okay, now we just have to finish the front. So these two pieces I can go ahead and glue together. That's going to go in the front just like that. Now is the fun stuff. We get to create and stamp our little beer mugs. So I'm going to bring in a piece of basic gray, and I'm going to bring in all the beer mug, the beer glass, and the little, I'm calling it a snifter. It's a wine glass too, but it's, for my card, it's like a little snifter. I imagine that's Grand Marnier. So I'm going to bring the black ink in and go ahead and stamp each one of these. I'm leaving a little bit of room for the dies when I cut these out. So I'm going to cut these out, but before I do, I want to talk a little bit about the other parts. So I'm going to bring in a scrap of crushed curry, Cajun craze, and crumb cake. And then I'm going to bring in the dies. So the outline dies are going to go on the piece that we did here on the gray. And then the inside pieces are going to go on our little scraps. So I have a crumb cake, the Cajun craze, and this little die here is going to be in the crushed curry. So I'm going to cut all these pieces out and then I'll be back. So I have all my little pieces cut out to go, and I want to show you something. So when you cut out the little wine glass and the little glass, when you cut this out, it also cuts out this little teeny top part, like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it one more time on white. So I'm going to cut this out and this out. And then this die set also comes with this little foam piece. So I'm going to cut all three of these out, and I'm going to show you how I made the foam on our little beers. So let me cut these out and I'll be right back. So see, I got two pieces right there and two pieces right there, and then of course I have my foam piece. So this part here is what I call fussing, just a little bit. So I'm going to take those little foam pieces, the top pieces, and I'm going to put them in my brick embossing folder, and I'm going to lay those little top pieces and the foam piece in my embossing folder to give it texture, and that texture is going to make it look like foam. It's going to make it look more three-dimensional. So let me run that through the machine and I'll be right back. This is actually my favorite part about this card. I just think the foam looks really cool on here. So let me put it on a piece of black and show you what I'm talking about. Can you see the texture on it? Let the camera adjust. I don't know if you can tell exactly, but it really looks fun. So now we're going to put this together. So what I did was just lay the glue right here on the mug, and then I laid my strips down. And these also have a back and a front, just a little bit, it's just a little bit noticeable. Now I'm going to glue the foam pieces on top of each one. So now I'm going to pop these up on our little focal point here. So I'm going to bring in my dimensions. And for that bottom of the snifter, I'm going to use just a piece of a dimensional. So I put the middle one on first. I'm going to move that one over. So now I'm going to pop this on the front of our card. And the card is done. So on this one, obviously we cut all the little pieces out with cardstock. I do have others that I'm going to show you, other examples this week where we're stamping the foam and the beer. So make sure you tune in, Nancy at noon, and I'll show you how to do that. But this is really a fun fold. Oh, I'm going to do one more thing before you go. I'm going to stamp right there. And I'm going to stamp "Oh, ale, yes," just because I think it's a great spot to stamp. So I'm going to ink this up in the black. Make sure it's nice and juicy ink. Voila, our final touch. So that's how it goes. A two-fold fun card. Do you like it? Don't forget to leave your comments, and you'll be entered to win today's card. Don't be shy. Stamp and shout.